Hi, guys, and welcome to our tips and tricks as a leader. This week we are looking at the do's of when you share the gospel with kids. The first thing to do is pray beforehand. Uh, even if it's just a couple seconds right before you go into it, just asking the Spirit, hey, guide what I'm going to say, help me communicate it clearly, open up their hearts. But more importantly, before you come to serve every single week, I hope that you are praying that you would get the opportunity to share the gospel with kids. So pray beforehand. The second tip is to prepare beforehand. Sometimes the conversation will be spontaneous, but a lot of times you'll get a chance to prepare it beforehand. Remember to prepare how you're going to explain some of the big concepts and the big words, things like sin, things like why God has to punish us for sin, things like what heaven is like, and what it means that Jesus took our punishment on the cross. Things like what does it mean to live forever and how Jesus rose from the dead. If you think ahead of time about how you would explain those things to kids, that way when those moments arise, you are prepared. The third thing that you need to do is just remember that there are a lot of blessings in the gospel. Now, you don't have to focus just on how Jesus makes us right with God, although that is a huge, huge blessing. You can talk about how Jesus helped us become adopted into his family, about how Jesus' resurrection means that he's the first one of us who get to live forever and ever and not die, how Jesus proved that he's stronger than death, how Jesus gives us life, how he shows us his love and grace. There's a lot of great blessings in the gospel that you can use to help explain it. So you don't need to just focus on one aspect of the gospel. You can explain the gospel when talking about nearly anything. And then so you pray beforehand, you prepare beforehand, you remember the other blessings of the gospel. And the last thing is, just keep it conversational. You don't need to preach at them. You can just have a conversation. You can ask questions of them. They can ask questions of you. If they have a question that you don't know, it's okay to say, I don't know. I'll ask someone else. I'll look it up. But you can just keep it conversational. Don't feel pressure to turn it into a big sermon. And so those are some things that you can do to help you share the gospel with kids. Next time, I'm going to share a very simple gospel presentation as a kind of model that you can build yours off of as you are preparing. So see you next